Hello everybody and welcome back. This is Robin the Delta Crafter and I'm here with you today to share a few ideas I have for planner move-in day. For those of us in the planner community that use academic planners, the end of June marks the time when we start to move into our new planners for the new academic school year. And so I've been thinking about some things that I wanted to do differently in my planner, and I'm going to share a couple of those with you today. But before we get started, I wanted to first welcome you all to my channel. If you're a regular subscriber here, hello, and I'm glad to see you. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and join me each time that I have a video on YouTube. And if any of you would like to know when I post new videos, make sure you click the notification bell to be notified. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook at the Delta Crafter, where I share planner ideas and many other crafts. Let's go ahead and get started. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a couple of ideas of things that you can add into the notes section of your planner. No matter what kind of planner you have, all planners typically have a notes section somewhere in the body of the planner, whether that be behind each monthly section or if it's at the back of the planner behind all the months, and like they possibly have a large section of lined notes pages. So I'm going to share with you some ideas that I have. One that I got from another person in the planner community, Jen Dufour, as she's known as Jen Plans on Instagram and YouTube, as well as one that I came up with myself out of necessity. You know, they say necessity is the mother of invention, and it certainly is in this case. So the second thing that I'm going to be sharing with you, second idea I'm going to be sharing with you. Because there are so many different planners out there and available to us all, I decided to print off some lined paper and just use this as a guide to share with you my ideas today, so that you can then take this idea and transfer it to your planner, whatever size your planner is, or whatever kind of paper or setup you have. So the first thing I'm going to be sharing with you is monthly task, a page for monthly task. And this is the idea that I got from Jen Dufour, Jen Plans. I really did think that this was a great idea when I saw her share it, and I used it last year. And I have to say I was using it fairly well until quarantine. Once quarantine hit, kind of lots of things in my planner kind of went, poo-pooed. Because as an educator, I was at home and, working from home, doing e-learning and lots of things. So there was, being an educator and doing e-learning was a lot of work. And so there were lots of things that I would have been putting in my planner that I no longer had time for, or I couldn't even do because we were quarantined. So the first thing we want to do is just put the title at the top. So I'm going to write out monthly task. Okay, monthly task. And then you can put, if you want to put some stickers here, decorations or whatever, you most certainly can. You can leave space for that, whatever you want to do. The next thing we're going to do is, if you want to put some stickers there, which I did, put some washi tape, a strip of washi tape there. You want to drop down a few lines, and I'm going to drop down one more. Draw a line. And I'm using the Energel liquid gel ink pen. I think it is the 0.7 needle tip. I really, really, really like these pens a lot. I actually prefer the not the ballpoint, but the point end needle tip is not necessarily my favorite, but I do like it and it works. But these work really well in planners. So I'm going to draw a line with my ruler because I want to make sure it's straight. And then I'm kind of going to divide maybe a third of the paper, the vertical, and draw a line there. go just above the line that I just drew, and then leave the rest of it there. So what I'm going to have on this side is task, and then I'm going to have the first letter of each month across here. So to make this stand out a little bit, I'm going to choose a different color ink to write my task in. And this is the Paper Mate Ink Joy Gel, and it is the 0.7 tip, fine tip. So task. Hopefully you can see that. I might need to get my felt tip pens. So some of the tasks that I do are budget review. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and switch over to, this is the Paper Mate Flare. So the task is budget review. So each month I take a look at my budget, and I look to see where I've spent money, what I need to be saving for, what I want to do, what adjustments I might need to make to things. So I do that each month. Let me rewrite this so you can see it. Okay, so budget review. I do a clean out of the refrigerator and wipe down all the drawers and the shelves. Take everything out, get all the sticky stuff off the shelves, spilled orange juice, you know, all that kind of stuff. So clean out the fridge. I do an organization of my pantry. So sometimes I cook a lot. I love to bake. And organize is what this should be. Oops, sorry, y'all. And so sometimes when I'm in a hurry, I don't always put things back where they should go. I usually do, but I don't always. And then sometimes, depending on what time of the year it is, sometimes I have more of a certain type of item than I do at other times of the year. So like in the summertime, like now, I have more snacky kind of things than I probably would during the regular school year. So I need to organize my pantry and kind of maybe restructure it just a little bit. There's always some filing of paper, important paperwork, and some shredding that needs to happen. So file and shred goes on my monthly task. And then I also take a lot of, all of us are, you know, amateur photographers now, so we need to back up our photos. So back up pics. So that means get them off your phone, get them off the iCloud, and be able to download them to your hard drive or an external hard drive. So your Google File photos, or just store them somewhere so that you have them and they're not taking up space on your phone. So back up your pics. You also want to check the air filters in your home. Air quality, especially right now during this pandemic, is really important. Then for me, I also do a breast self-exam. So this is a great place to keep track of that. And if you have a pet like I do, I have a dog, so I'd make sure I do my dog care. So whether that be give your dog a bath, take your dog to the groomer, file your dog's nails, check your dog's vaccinations to make sure, or your animal's vaccinations to make sure that they're up to date. Whatever you need to do monthly for your animal, you can put that right here. Then there's other tasks that you may want to include on there. If you're a parent, you may want to add money to your child's lunch account. If you own a business, you may want to do month end close of business type activities. Whatever it is that you do on a monthly basis, you can add those tasks right here in this column. But this is pretty much all that I keep track of right here, because these are the things that I typically will get busy and overlook and forget to do. So now that I have them in my planner in the back, I have a place to kind of keep me accountable to whether or not I've done them. So then the next thing that I do on the other side of our little line here, I put, like I said earlier, the months and just the first letter of each month. So I'm going to find a different flare pen to use for this. And add the months. So because my planner starts in July, I'm going to start with July. So I'm going to put July. This is blue. I thought this was purple. Let's use this one. It's a lighter blue. August, September, October, November, December, making sure I'm spacing out and have enough space for each month, and then for all the months that I have, and then I have enough space to do the rest of the month. January, February, March, April, May, and June. So there you have it. So there you have all the months out there. And then what I usually like to do is, once I'm into the month, and say it's the end of July. And so what I'll do at the end of July is as we're approaching the end of July, I'll open up my tab to my notes section and go through these things. And some of these things I'll get done. And like maybe earlier in the month, I took the dog to the groomer, so I can put a check mark there for the dog care. And then I did my breast self-exam. Maybe I forgot to change the air filter, so I'll put a frowny face on that. Maybe I forgot to back up my photos. Maybe I filed and shred. Maybe I didn't do a whole lot in organizing the pantry. I cleaned out the fridge and did a budget review. And so each month, this is how I will go and document if I accomplish these tasks that help me keep my life in order and help me stay on top of important things, but things that are not done on a daily basis. So that's monthly task. And I'll save some pictures of these. I'll show some pictures of these at the end, but that kind of is how I do my monthly task tracker in the back of my planner. So the next page that I'm going to share with you is one that came out of necessity for me, as I saw myself accumulating more and more of these things, and that is subscriptions. Everything and everybody has a subscription of some sort right now. There's food subscriptions. You can find those on Amazon and different places. There's cleaning products like Grove Collaborative. There's music, Apple Music, Spotify. There's entertainment, Netflix, Disney Plus, gaming consoles. There's health and beauty, FabFitFun, Ipsy, so many places. And there's also clothing subscriptions. So like I Love Jewelry and just a myriad of places. So everybody seems to have a subscription now. And it was hard for me to keep up with where I had a subscription to, when my subscription would bill, what credit card or my bank account it was going to bill on. And for instance, sometimes you get a free trial and you only want to use it for the free trial, so you forget to cancel the subscription from your free trial. So there was just so many different things to start to keep up with as I started to accumulate subscriptions. And so that inspired me to create this next page that we're going to do. So again, first we're going to put a title at the top, subscriptions. Okay, subscriptions. And then I thought long and hard about if I kept my subscriptions in my planner and I want to reference it and I want to have it quick, be able to find some information. What information would I want to keep track of and be able to see really quickly? So I came up with name, amount, frequency, bill date, the card that I'm using, if I've canceled the subscription, and then also a little section for notes if I have space for that. So let's get started on building this page. So just like last time, if you want to leave some space to put some washi tape or some stickers, whatever you want to do, some stamps, you can leave space for that. So I'm going to put a, for consistency's sake, I'm going to use my blue pen. And I'm going to draw a blue line. I like to have consistency in my planner. So my first column is going to be not quite as wide as the last column, but enough space to write my subscriptions in. And then each subsequent column is going to be about a 1/2 inch wide. So this is going to be the column for the amount. Then we're going to have frequency. Bill date. Payment method. Did I cancel it? And then notes. All right. So that takes care of that. So then I'm going to fill in my categories across the top. So name. And then for amount, I'm going to put a green $sign just because that makes that stand out just that much more. Amount, frequency, FRQ, I'm going to abbreviate that. Ooh, Q, not G. Frequency, bill date, payment method, and then cancel. And put a C and like that for cancel. And then notes. So let's say that we have a subscription to Netflix. And to use this color. Kind of there we go. Netflix, Disney Plus, FabFitFun, I Love Jewelry, and Spotify. And, you know, we're going to stop here. But you can have more subscriptions than that. Of course, as many as your heart desires. And so to fill in the information in the columns, I'm going to use a pencil. This is the Papermate pencil, mechanical pencil. And I really like these pencils. They're just dependable. And they hold. Like some pencils don't, the ink doesn't hold, but these do. I'm sorry, the lead, but these do. So let's say we have a Netflix subscription, and let's just say it's $15 a month. And what I mean by $15 a month is whatever the base cost is, plus any taxes or shipping or whatever. We want to make sure that we include those because we want to be honest with ourselves and honest with our finances on what these subscriptions are costing us each month, and to make sure that we have the funds to cover them. So let's say Netflix is $15 a month. The frequency, Netflix is billed monthly, so we're going to put an M for monthly. Bill date, let's just say it's the 25th of the month, of each month. And payment method, whatever payment method you might use, let's say debit card for this one. And then any notes that I might want to have on the side over here. Let's jump down to FabFitFun. FabFitFun, let's say, is $54 a month. That includes shipping and taxes. I'm sorry, $54. FabFitFun is a quarterly subscription. So for quarterly subscriptions, we're going to put Q. And for bill date, we're going to put 24th, or whatever day it bills on for you. And then you may want to put the months that it bills you. So let's just say FabFitFun bills in March, June, and September. So I'll put March, June, and September. Like that. And then the card that I may be using for that might also be my debit card. And then any notes that I need to have for that. Let's say that Spotify, you have a 60-day free trial. So in your note section, you might put Spotify down and put free trial until, let's say August 15th. And then on August 15th, because if you're checking this each month, maybe at the end of July, then you need to decide if you want to keep Spotify. Then you need to go ahead and fill in this information for how much it's going to be, how much it's going to cost, the frequency of the billing, and the bill date. This will also notify you if you don't want to keep Spotify to go ahead and be prepared to cancel it, which means you might need to put an alert in your phone, like on, say, August 13th, to go in and check it and cancel it, or whatever you decide to do with it. So this is how I'm going to be using the subscriptions page. And I really do feel like this is going to help me keep and stay on top of the subscriptions, especially because like if I cancel Spotify and then I add Apple Music, and then if I cancel Disney Plus and I add Hulu or some other HBO Max or something like that, I'm going to need to be able to keep up with what do I have, how often is it billed, and it also make me take a pulse on, am I really using that? Do I need to keep that? Because if I'm not like taking a pulse on it and checking on it every now and then, I might be subject to forget that I even have it, and I'm paying for something that I'm not using. So just wanted to share these two ideas with you guys. Again, one that I got from Gender 4, and the one that I came up with that I found that I needed and devised for myself. So again, if you want to follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you can find me at the Delta Crafter. And I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye-bye.